morning and welcome to Coffee and Conversation. This is our second installment, and we cannot thank you all enough for the wonderful reception we received after our first try at this. We heard a lot of good feedback after our first episode, and I think people really reacted to it. And please keep sharing the link and letting us know if you see us out and about. Let us know what you think and what we can do better. I'm Sarah Diel Kinkade, the director of the Jasper County Chamber of Commerce, and as always, I have with me Jason Warfel, the Jasper County Board Chairman, and Joshua Kuhl, the mayor of the city of Newton.
Good morning.
Hi. We're going to be sharing some community updates with you and responding to some questions that you sent in to us. And last time Jason got to go first, so to be fair, this time we're going to let Josh go first with some city updates. So Josh, do you have anything for us this morning?
I do. So a few things. Obviously, school's out. So congratulations to all of our local graduates, both from St. Thomas, our junior high, and then of course our high school, and then also our local college graduates. So with school being out, Memorial Day weekend being passed, the Newton Aquatic Center is open for the summer. Monday through Friday, water aerobics, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and 6 p.m. So 3 opportunities this year for the water aerobics classes. And then the open swim obviously is from noon to 7 p.m. That's Monday through Sunday. Water aerobics is Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and 6 p.m. Also, starting June 2nd, City Hall will begin new summer hours. Those are going to be Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, and that will go to the beginning of the school year. So those ladies had a discussion within their office and felt like they would obviously retrofit themselves with our utility workers and obviously our PD, which is a great idea for them to hopefully enjoy some of the summer weather as well. Yeah. So like I said, that'll take place, June 2nd. New hours will be 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Coming up this coming weekend, May 30th and May 31st is a citywide cleanup. On Friday, that'll be from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Saturday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Those dumpsters will be located down at the city utility departments. We also have tire collection. Now we're not taking all tires. There is a list of approved tires, virtually sizes that will be accepted on the city website and also the City of Newton Facebook page. So please look at that. One thing I will say about our, citywide cleanup, if for your family and individual business, if you need any help to gather things, need a way to get it loaded up and down to our utility departments, please reach out, call City Hall, reach out to myself. I'm sure you can call the chamber, but we do have obviously city employees and then also local organizations that are obviously willing to help as we try to beautify Newton and Jasper County in this springtime citywide cleanup. So a couple of new things. City Council approved new signs. Actually, they're not new, or they will be new, but we don't have any currently for the Old Mill Bridge and also for the overhead start that has moved into our old unit office there on the corner of Martin and South Lafayette. Thank you. That is correct. And then obviously the ones that will be uptown for the Old Mill Bridge. So hopefully some of the people coming through town, tourists, other type of activities, they'll be able to understand what we have down there in our beautiful bridge and then obviously the Riverwalk. So a couple other things. Since we have met the last time, I think we got a little more clarity on the Indiana Railroad and the crossings that they will be replacing here in the month of June. All the crossings within the city limits will be repaired. Those will be shut down for a minimum of 24 hours with no traffic allowed through. I haven't heard for sure on Van Buren Street what they plan to do there. Obviously, that's Route 130. And then also they will be replacing a large majority of the county crossings starting in Willow Hill and working their way towards Newton. The plan that we know of so far is they will be starting at the east and working their way west. So obviously they'll be starting there at Willow Hill and then coming in. They will keep us, Jason and myself and other city officials, PD, Jasper County Police Department as well. We'll have an updated spreadsheet every day that allows us to understand what they have gotten completed and where they'll move to next for that. So Another reminder is that Route 33 from the Effingham County line to West End Avenue, which is the road right by the high school, will be resurfaced this summer. Thinking a start date on that probably August, so about the time that school starts back up, we'll see that. And then also another road construction thing is that on the north side of Newton going out of town on 130 before the Y, they are doing a bridge replacement, and they did get that set up into one lane here today that I seen as I was coming back into town. Now, this is not the Burl-Ives Bridge that crosses the river. This is the adjacent one to the north. That is virtually just a creek that backflows from the river, but it is down to one lane. So please put that on your reminders to yourselves. A lot of things, a lot of moving parts here, especially as we travel during the busy months of the summer and other things. So one thing I will touch on too is the Strong Boys and Strong Girls event did happen last Thursday, and I want to thank the community for their gracious support for that. There was a ton of people out and cheering on those runners. I also want to give a big thank you to all the teachers, educators, local people that participate in that and give those opportunities to those children, 5th and 6th grade, to be able to do that. I think there was 106 kids total, 53 boys and 53 girls this year that participated in that. So a very large group, great little activity that happened too. Outside of that, you know, obviously a lot of mowing going on with the city. Sidewalk repair has started. Actually, just right south of where we're sitting right now, the city did replace some sidewalks in front of the. You guys are gonna have to tell me. I can't remember.
Oh, the Family Life
Center. Thank you. Yes, that one, we do have a list of sidewalks that will be replaced yet this summer as well. So if you would like to understand possibly what those are, please reach out. We'd be glad to let you know what our plans are for the coming summer. Obviously, big thing for us is maintenance, beautification as we look throughout the summer, trying to keep that big pressure on as we try to beautify town every step of the way. Other than that, I'll turn it over to Jason.
And before Jason starts, I want to say, before I forget, along with the citywide cleanup on Friday and Saturday, we also have citywide yard sales. And we had the chamber put out a listing of some yard sales today, and there probably will be some others around town. So as you're cleaning up, maybe you can also get a bargain from somewhere, a yard sale that you might see here in town. In the listing that we have, we put that out on our Facebook page, and you can see that there, and we'll share it again towards the weekend. So that'll go kind of coincide with the citywide cleanup. But Josh, you got anything for it? Or Jason, I'm sorry, your turn.
Did you?
Yeah.
But thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Mayor, for doing this again this month. I will say from the county's side of things, I did touch on last month that we would probably have something for you in regards to the courthouse. The Jasper County Courthouse, as many of you probably are aware, we've been in talks for a little over a year, about almost 2 years now, on the future of the Jasper County Courthouse. And what this stems from is the energy transition grant that we were fortunate enough to receive, and we're going to continue to receive for a number of years. And really, once we knew that we were going to be eligible and then also receive this grant, we wanted to put that money towards something that we felt maybe was something that would be a burden to the community long term. And at the county level, we identified the courthouse. It's been an ongoing issue for a number of years. Courthouse is almost 150 years old. Now, in that time, a number of historical components of that building have been stripped away, and it's a shell of what it used to be. We had a public meeting last February to discuss the future of the courthouse. We had a number of people that toured the building. I think a lot of them, once you saw the condition that the building is in, could see why the county was potentially looking at replacement of the courthouse. We formed a committee, a design committee headed by Michael Geyer, who's a county board member. Also on that is AC Pickens, Eric Spiker, and James Judson, also county board members, as well as the circuit clerk, Jamie Blake, state's attorney, James Trecha, resident judge, Chad Miller, and Dora Griffith, who's the probation officer, also gives insight into that committee as well. And I forgot the sheriff, Brandon Francis, and the sheriff's actually responsible for overseeing that building. Since that time, they've worked with both ADG and Stone and Wagner to develop initial blueprints, plans for that building. We have a rendering, and I'm going to share it with you. Rendering itself, please don't read too much into the coloring of the building. That is subject to change, but it should give you an idea of basically the footprint of this building, which will sit on the existing footprint. It'll be a 2-story building with a basement. The next step in the process is finalizing that interior floor plan. We hope to have that done sometime over the summer months here. Once those blueprints are finalized, then we'll take it back to the county board for a vote, full vote, and that'll be the vote to actually take it out for bids. Once we have it out for bids, there'll probably be a 60 or 90-day bid window. Once that comes in, we'll open those bids, make sure they align with the parameters that we've set forth. And then it'll be back up to the board whether to accept that bid. And that's really when we're going to know kind of the price tag of this building and whether we're going to move forward or not. So I know one of the questions a lot of folks probably have is as far as the timeline of this project. The earliest that we'd be looking at is demolition of the existing courthouse, probably sometime over the winter months, and construction beginning early 2026. And that's if everything goes well, and it could be delayed a little bit past that. So that's really the news on the courthouse. One other thing, big item at the county level, and it's something no one likes to talk about, but it comes around every year, and that's property taxes. And property taxes will probably be going out in the next month or so. I will say that the county is responsible for a large portion of the implementation of the property taxes each year, but there's a lot of taxing bodies that make up that property tax bill. At the county level, it begins in the assessment office. Now, the assessment office is not responsible for assessing taxes. They're assessing real value of property. They're basically making sure that everyone's property is treated fairly in terms of the real value of that property. You're taxed on 33 1/3% of your real value of that property. Once the assessor's office has done their work, it actually goes to the Illinois Department of Revenue. The Department of Revenue oversees this. They do this for every county in the state of Illinois, and they will actually apply a multiplier. And very rarely, if ever, do you get away with not applying any kind of multiplier. This year, I believe the multiplier was 1% that was applied across the board for all properties in Jasper County, which is better than some counties. Some counties get back a substantial double-digit multiplier some years. Once that's done, that information is then sent over to the county clerk's office. County clerk's office is responsible for taking those taxing entities' tax levies and applying it to those tax bills, making sure that the taxes collected correspond with the levies that those taxing bodies have set. And we have almost 50 separate taxing bodies in the county of Jasper. That's hard to believe, but when you think about all the school districts that come into Jasper County, I know we like to think of Jasper County Unit 1 as the only school district in the county, but there are county residents that go to Oblong or Diedrich, or even on the southern tip go into East or Richland County as well. Once that's done, once the tax levies have been assessed, then it gets kicked over to the treasurer's office. The treasurer's office is actually responsible for mailing out those tax bills. Taxes are collected in 2 installments. Once they come back into the treasurer's office, once they receive those payments, then it's up to the treasurer's office to cut the checks to those taxing entities. So believe it or not, in Jasper County last year, $19 million was collected in total taxes. That's distributed, like I said, across 50 separate taxing entities receive that money. But there's a graph that I made for our county board members, and I showed it at our last county board meeting that shows where $1 of property tax goes, whether you're a county resident or you live in a village or municipality. And I will say that those folks that live in the city of Newton or another incorporated village, they pay the same tax rate that everyone else in the county does. They also have that municipal tax on top of that. So they pay a little bit more. So it skews kind of where that dollar goes, because there is a portion that goes to the municipality as well. So that was a long-winded explanation on taxes, but if you have any questions, feel free to email those in. Only other things I would touch on at the county level, we had a couple departures, and I want to call these individuals out because of their service to our community. Tom Brown served for 24 years on the South Central Illinois Regional Planning and Development Commission. He announced within the last week or so that he was going to be stepping down from that position. So thank you, Tom, for your many years of service. Also, Jane Casey and Donna Code served as representatives for the Discover Downstate Illinois Tourism Board, and they are both stepping down as well, and they've served on that board for a number of years. So thank both of them for their service as well. And I have a couple other things to touch on, but I probably fall in the good news section, and we'll get to those in a minute.
All right, thank you, Jason. The property tax stuff is something that's not mail that anybody likes to get. Maybe they could start putting like stickers on it, make it like, I don't know, draw a heart or something, maybe some glitter to make it a little more palatable. I'll talk to Tom about that. Is that too?
Clinton.
Clinton,
Yeah.
okay, they come out, okay, I'll give Clinton those suggestions. We'll see. The last time that we were here, we shared a way for you to submit questions to us, and we do have a couple of questions that were submitted, and I want to remind you again how you can do that for those to be addressed at our June segment, but if you have one that you would like to send in, you can do that via email at mayorandchair@gmail.com. That's mayorandchair@gmail.com. And when you send that in, let us know if it's for Jason, if it's for Josh, if it's for both, if it's for somebody else, or if you have a suggestion or an issue. Send that in, give us your name, and we had one, I know Josh touched on this the last time we were here. Susan and Terry Spellbring want to know, they have some issues with the beezer in their neighborhood, and it's always been an issue, but she says with the city expanding, the size of the beezer is expanding too. The more the water drains in the beezer, they get flooded every time. Can anything be done? And I get that has to be not a fun situation for them.
No, absolutely, and that's a tough one, based on obviously the location of the beezer, and then you throw in the rail. So the railroad has a lot to do with, blocking our water, or I should say, it's the biggest thing that when you look at, the way that water flows, anytime that it has to pass underneath the road, underneath the railroad, underneath a bridge, you're restricting that flow. So those are some things that we've looked at. I will say that some of our city guys, and I hope that the spell rings have been reached out to by either our street department or our wastewater department, and have had some conversations based around that. We have looked at that beezer. I think there is some things that we can do as far as removing some of that riprap, bringing it back up to the sides, non-restricted flow. One of the other things, as we were doing the Van Buren Street water main project last summer, when the guys got to digging in on which would be the east side of Van Buren Street, we did find a collapsed storm sewer there that was repaired. So you'll see with us moving forward, and I'm not sure if I talked about this last time as we went through budgets, but started in 2024 for us. But instead of replacing a lot of those storm sewers and wastewater mains, we are having those relined. So virtually what happens is a company based out of St. Louis will come in and they will shoot virtually they call it a pig, but it's virtually a ball that has a rubberized coating within it, and it virtually coats either the sewer main or the storm sewer main as it goes through. It has heat within it. When they get to the end point, obviously they cut that off, and then they have a robotic camera that they send in afterwards and cut back all of the inlets and outlets within that. So once again, it's almost brand new. It'd be like us tearing up the city streets and or crossings, those type of things, and laying a whole new line. This is a more advantageous for us. So you'll see us spend more money doing things like that I hope will help for those avenues. To give you a fair answer of that I have a solution, I do not. But I can say that is something that is very high on our radar based on what you guys deal with when we do get those large heavy rains, and we are certainly looking into that, also with the help of Stone and Wagner, who is our city engineers.
And we have another one. Sorry, Jason, we didn't get any that are directed to you. Yeah, so maybe someone can help us out and send something in, a question in for the county side. But this one is from Wayne Savageau, Mr. Savageau, our former superintendent. He has some great things to say about the town, but he also wants to know about the condition of the streets in town. And the streets haven't been well restored after the work that's been completed, like on South Lafayette Street near the new Head Start Center. That's an example that he's giving. He likes the new sidewalks, and he says that's been great, but for some of them, he doesn't have a sidewalk on his street, and so there's no decent way to get to them. Can we talk about that? What can we say to Mr. Savageau, that where are we at, or are we gonna progressively get there?
Yeah, so another great question, and I'll be the first one to admit, as a city, when it comes to infrastructure, we've done a terrible job. Especially as you look over the last 20 to 30 years. Unfortunately, those things do get put on the back burner because we don't fix them unless they, obviously we have a problem or there is an issue. So what we do is we put a Band-Aid on them, and that is the oil and chip program that we do every year. Unfortunately, those, as you look from our streets, those are fully funded through the motor fuel tax, which we get a percentage cut of, along with the county, and then obviously the state takes some of that, and then capital development and our general fund. So the city streets are the most unfunded, along with obviously our sidewalks and those type of things within our town, is the most unfunded account that we have. So we do struggle, but I will say that not only does the lack of repair put into that, but Mother Nature has also played a toll on these roads over time. And with that, when you come to whether it's a heavy freeze within the winter or you have a very wet spring like we've seen now, those roads can become soft. So to answer your question, is it something that obviously the city wants to do? Absolutely. I will say that right now, future plans, we did just apply for a grant for a complete revamp of Washington Street, which would virtually go from the square to the high school, which would turn that back into a true asphalt road, which is a very well-traveled road, not only for our vehicles to and from the school to the square, but if you've ever been obviously down Washington Street in the mornings or in the evenings, it's a very well-traveled road for our active type of people in our community, whether they're walking or running, bicycling, obviously walking their dog. So that's one of those. As you look at all of our other side streets, unfortunately, a lot of our utility mains, water and sewer, do run through virtually the middle of those roads. So we have to think about where those projects lie. And as we begin to, or excuse me, as we continue to update those water and sewer mains, then along comes the update of the roads. So once again, I don't have a true answer for you, Wayne. I really do appreciate that question. And do know that, once again, that is one of the things that is on our radar. And if you have more questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or any other city council member, as we would be glad to sit down and talk a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Josh. And thank you to the Savagos and the Spellbrings for sending these questions in. And please, if you have any more, send them in to us. And right now, Jason, do you have a community update or some good news that you want to share with us?
I do. I have a few things.
Okay.
So the month of May is recognized as National Law Enforcement Appreciation Month. And I know I would put our law enforcement personnel up against anyone in this country in terms of their commitment and their service to our community. Whether it's the Jasper County Sheriff's Office, the deputies, the dispatchers, the jailers, even the Newton Police Department with their officers as well. And so I just want a shout out and a thank you of appreciation to all those folks in law enforcement, whether it's here locally or we have a number of state affiliates that help out locally as well. The other thing I'd like to mention is that just last week, we recognized the appreciation for the EMS folks in our community. So this is our Jasper County ambulance service personnel, as well as the dispatchers and the fire protection districts that help out as well. So big thank you. And we couldn't have the community that we have without the support of those individuals. So thank you for all that you do. The other thing that I would mention is that coming up this Saturday, which is May 31st, one of our oldest institutions in Jasper County, People's State Bank, is celebrating their 150th year in business. And as a way to both celebrate and appreciate all those who have made those 150 years possible, they are having a big celebration out of the Jasper County Fairgrounds. I'm not exactly sure please go to the People's State Bank website or Facebook page. I think they've got the times listed there.
The gates open at 5 and the music starts at 7.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. It's Union Hillbillies, and then
It's
the
a journey tribute band.
Yeah, 1973, I think, something. Yeah, so they're legit, like a big deal. Yeah.
No Richard Goodall?
Oh, that's a good point. We could have the singing janitor for
Yeah.
Fair Hope, but
He's a big journey guy.
maybe we could get him at the fall festival or something.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Sorry, Jason, I interrupted.
No, the only other thing, and I know the mayor already kind of touched on this, but congratulations to all the graduates in Jasper County, you know, all the way from pre-K up to college level. And just a big congratulations to all those folks. And be mindful, I know the mayor touched on it, there's a lot of work being done, whether it's on the roadways or the rails over these summer months especially. So be mindful when you're out traveling. I know we're in the heart of planting season as well. So just take precautions when you're out moving around, whether it's walking, biking, or driving.
Yeah. Josh, you got anything good?
As always, thank you to all of our city employees. I want to give a big shout out, obviously, to our electric department this past weekend that obviously helped decorate our main streets within town with our flags to commemorate Memorial Day. And obviously the real reason for that is for everybody that sacrificed for us and all of you for the freedoms that we do have. So thank you very much for that. Also echo Jason, obviously when it comes to law enforcement, the Newton PD is the best out there, along with our Jasper County Police Department as well. They do a heck of a job of teaming up together. I know that our city guys are very appreciative when we have our Jasper County deputies within town helping and backing them up. And then the same thing can be said for our city PD in case of an emergency along with that. So thank you to all of our law enforcement personnel from the city level and the Jasper County level. And as Jason said, we do have a number of state, whether they are Illinois State Troopers or Secretary of State, and then all the way down to investigators and other things within our community as well. So thank you to them. This last weekend was the grand opening of the Newton IGA. I want to thank the community for coming out and supporting them. Last count, we served over 800 pork chop sandwiches. Didn't count the hot dogs or the brats, but I know that we served over 800 pork chop sandwiches that day. So I know that the Puri family greatly appreciates everyone coming out. And it's been a great addition, obviously, to our community to have that grocery store back up and going here locally. So outside of that, I'm with Jason. A lot of things going on, a lot of people out and about. Please stay cautious. Always not only protect yourself, but protect other people out on the road as well. Ballpark is up and going. So the lights will be on almost nightly now. Summer's in full swing.
Yeah.
So enjoy your summer. And once again, congratulations to all the graduates.
Yeah. It just needs to warm up.
Yeah, sounds like we're gonna get that done.
Yeah. I want to touch on, Jason talked about the People's State Bank, their 150th celebration this weekend, and remind everyone that that's free. It's no charge. And there will be some food trucks out there. Those are not free. And then the KC Hall is gonna provide.
Yeah, so the Jasper Columbian Home is gonna be furnishing the beer tent out there. So those proceeds at that beer tent help support the local Knights of Columbus.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a great, and I looked at the weather, it's gonna be a great night. Come out, that's gonna be a really nice thing. With the end of the school year, sports are wrapping up. The Lady Eagles track team had a lot of success this year, just brought home a lot of medals from the state meet last weekend. The boys track team goes to, if we have some going to state this week. Isaac Street is going to tennis, continuing the Street family tradition. And they're tennis stars, and he's going to the state tennis meet in Chicago this week, right?
Correct.
And softball team won their sectional game against Gillespie in an extra inning. I think my girl Avery Mulvey had a walk-off home run, so they ended up bringing home that sectional win. I want to talk about something else great that happened last weekend, and that's the Town Talk restaurant in St. Marie reopening. Angela and Tony Gosnell reopened that restaurant last week, and we did a ribbon cutting down there with them. Super nice people. Heard nothing but good about the food, the service, everything. And as with anything new, there may be some hiccups, and just show them some grace if you have to wait a little bit extra or if something doesn't come out just right. But they're open 7 days a week. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Head down to St. Marie and check them out. just really nice people, and we're really glad that the town talk is open again. Josh talked about Strong Girls, and boys, can't say enough good about that. And also a big thank you to Linda Tharp for all she did to get that program started. It is just a really amazing thing. I know your daughter has participated in it. Your kids have participated in it. My kids have participated in it. And even if they haven't, in next year or any year that you get the chance to go and watch those kids run in, it is something special. It's a really big deal. It's not a race. They don't keep track of who finishes first. And the ones that do come in the beginning, go back and get the others and run in with them. It's just a really, really good thing. I think it teaches them a lot, and not necessarily a lot about running, just a lot of good life lessons about teamwork and what you can do and setting goals and achieving them. And it's just a really good day. Do you guys have anything else? No?
I'm with you. Congrats to the Lady Eagles softball team.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that sectional win.
And they're gonna play again, then we think Friday maybe? I don't know.
Not sure. I'm
Not sure. I don't know, but they're still going. They've had an amazing season. And the boys made it to the regional championship, the baseball team. They had a great season as well. And it's still going. So we're excited about that. If you are not following the Jasper County Chamber of Commerce on Facebook, please do so. Put out a lot of information. That's where we're going to put out these videos. And if you need some specific information about the County of Jasper, the City of Newton, you can probably find it on their combined website, which is Jasper County, Illinois, all one word, .gov. You can find meeting minutes from past meetings, agendas for upcoming meetings, the county videos their meetings. What do you have to say about that, about the city?
I think that the city is going to start doing that as well. So Jason did come to our first meeting here in the month of May, actually our second meeting in the month of May, excuse me, and we did do that. I think that is a great thing, and I hope to be able to move forward with that here in the coming months.
So soon that we're gonna be able, right now you can watch the city meeting or the county board meetings live, and soon you're gonna have that option with the city council meetings as well, which is a really good thing. City council meetings are the first and third Tuesdays of the month in the city council room at
6
City
p.m.
Hall, 6 p.m. County board meetings, third Thursday of the month, 6 p.m. in the county board room in the county annex building, right?
Right.
And am I missing anything? No.
Oh yeah, Honeydew Ministries, that's coming up here pretty quick. Obviously, that's a big thing, that they do here, in Jasper County in the summer. I think that the application deadline is June 1st, for that. So, please get those applications in, to be, obviously, hopefully to be picked.
We have applications at the chamber. I know there's applications at
Yes.
City Hall as well for that.
Thank you to all those involved
great
with that.
program.
Very
Yes.
great program.
Okay. Well, that's it for this time. I hope you have a great day, not just a good day. And until next time, be kind, stay safe, and we will see you around town.
See you guys.